Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Mwah. Kisses to all of you. Thank you for your love and your support. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for hanging out with me. And here we go. Okay. Now, if you guys care, I can deep dive, share Justin Bieber, Jamie Foxx, and Liz. And also, you even got your Elton John in there. They're talking about their health. If you guys care to find out. I know they said something about Justin Bieber, the drugs, and something about Jamie Foxx. You know, how Tyson came out and said he had a stroke and then came back out and said he didn't. So it's like it's a secret. And then I didn't read Elton John's. I should have. I will. And then on and on and on and on and on. I do also want to read a little passage really quick about Meghan and Harry that I didn't get to read last night. Okay, so it says, Harry's bending over backwards to make Meghan happy, but it isn't easy. New York news, New York news. So what happens is when you're buying a newspaper, and I know I said this yesterday, when you're leaving out the store, right before you get your bubble gum and your candy, newsstands right there. Pick up your copy. 2 bad, big articles, starting with the New York catastrophic car chase. That's what got Meghan in trouble over here in the United States. It started opening up the door to figure out who are we dealing with? What is she talking about? They have messed up their reputation. And they haven't started talking about is how it all started with Megxit and racism and Oprah and Tyler Perry. It's coming out slowly but surely. See how it's coming out? WME will not be able to bring these two from up under whatever they put themselves in. It is over. She had the opportunity to fix this, but look where we are. We're not even on the road to recovery. You got your court cases, you got Samantha, you got Harry running over here, you got the Heritage Group thing going on with his visa. They're gonna get it. They're gonna try. So if Joe Biden is not going to release them, they're going to put the federal Supreme Court on it to release it. They're going from it. They're going. Anyway, no, every which way there's a problem. But here he's out at the Veterans Day doing stuff. No one cares. It's not in our papers. It's not on CNN. It's not on. What are they going to do? Is Meghan going to play in a star? Is Tyler Perry going to put her in one of those movies now that he's over BET, I heard? Anyway, let me read this. Harry's bending over backwards to make Meghan happy, but it isn't easy. Of course it's not. He marries her. He gives her everything that she wants, a castle, money, friends, fame. Everything. He gives her a life of luxury. Chris Rock, she hit the light skin lottery. He gives her 2 beautiful kids. He decides, oh, I'll give up everything, my life, my family, and everything for you. Come over here and let's work on your brand. Instead, during that time, they started to trash. And then he went along with it. He sits on the Oprah show and gives Meghan the green light to talk about his family like he's not even in the room. But not only is that, how do you allow someone to sit around at a kitchen table and start talking about your grandmother, your grandfather, and your brother, and your sister-in-law, and everybody that you love? You remember when she walked out of the room and said, that's your brother. I'm not even going to say anything. Like he was getting on her nerve. No. He wouldn't be calling you and texting you and saying, stop doing stupid stuff if you wasn't doing it on the Oprah show. when she was on the docuseries. That's your brother. You deal with it. You started it. Now you don't want to deal with it. Like, like William was getting on their nerve. No, you're getting on William and their nerves because you're in the papers. You're talking crazy. You're lying, just like you lied about the car chase. That exposed you. It exposed you to us Americans. Now that we know who you are, you lied. And several people have come out and debunked that. The New York mayor, the paparazzi, the taxi driver, and the police officers, and the pedestrians, and those people that live in New York. And so all of that is going on. Okay? Let's move on. I digress. They're dealing with a lot of turmoil, the criticism right now, and it's stressing Harry out. No, Meghan is stressing Harry out, and that's why Harry's stressed out. Harry wouldn't be stressed out if he stopped listening to her, if he starts taking control, but he can't because Harry is all the way confused and messed up. He doesn't know which way to go or what to do anymore. I don't think so. He's just out of control. There's no, like Dan Wooden said, there's just no, you just see a self-destruct. It's really concerning. So it says they're dealing with a lot of turmoil and criticism right now, and it's stressing Harry out, reveals the source. Things were batting up back in the UK, but the fact Americans are now giving them a hard time is really worsening. He just wants everything to be perfect. But he and Meghan keep getting themselves into trouble. It just sums it up right there. While they're pointing the finger and blaming everyone else for this and that and that and that, it's them that's ultimately getting themselves into deeper and deeper and deeper into trouble. And what's interesting is it blows my mind how the royal family is so silent and they don't have to say anything, and you just see the destruction of these two after everything that they have said and done about the royal family. It is absolutely mind-boggling to see how quiet you can be and automatically just be defending yourself without saying anything. When Catherine walks in somewhere with a beautiful dress or whatever she has on with her head up high, taking care of business, it lets us know Meghan lied every time. To me, private jets. They spend huge amounts on day-to-day expenses and travel, says an insider. A private jet from LA to New York runs about $32,000. Security detail. Harry and Meghan reportedly spend $2 million a year on their security team. On May 17th, a man was arrested, lavish outings. The pair likes to see and be seen often dining at plush celebrity hangouts like Sushi Bar and San Vincent Bungalows. So again, I was watching Sin Lee Twins. Very cute. Thank you, ladies. And I hope it's okay to use your information. And so I'm going to play the video. And I like their take on it. Because like they said, they used to be a big fan of Tyler Perry's. But now they're not. They like Medea. They liked all his shows. But then they had a problem with what he said.
He offered to help because he believed Meghan was being emotionally abused by the palace and British media.
This woman was abused. To use the institution to try and do all the things that a batterer would do, like, oh, here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut off the money. We're going to not let you use security. We're going to do all those things to make you comply and come back.
So
here's what confuses me. because it's confusing because she's got too many narratives in her story. One moment, Harry and Meghan talks about how the palace and them are leaking and planting stories about them and feeding her to the wolves and so on and so on. How the royal family just was being very mean to Meghan. She couldn't go see her friends, she said. She couldn't go to New York, but she did, to the baby shower. I mean, this is the stuff. They took her passport. She didn't know how to curtsy. You know, everything, everything was just going wrong, she says. They were feeding her to the wolves. But they were feeding her to the wolves because they were planting stories, which means they would have to make up a story. In my mind, okay? Why would William or Catherine or Charles or anyone over there deliberately create a story about Meghan to take away stories about them? They were leaking and planting stories. I know I done forgot what I said, but that's the way it makes it sound, as if they were coming up with stories against Meghan and Harry so that it'll take the focus off of them two. The Royal Rotary, all this other stuff that we should know. But my point is that they wasn't feeding her to the wolves. She lied, just like she lied about that 2-hour car chase. Here's the receipts. Okay, sorry, my thoughts got messed up because I was listening to my child. Okay, let's start here. So Tyler Perry pretty much says that, which this doesn't make sense because like I was saying, first you said you were fed to the wolves and they were leaking and planting stories. Leaking and planting. Planting, I'm thinking that they had to create something or whatever. I think it was just all a lie. And so then she talks about how they have to, they're leaving because of this. Her and Harry had to leave because of the leaking and the planning of the stories, and they were feeding her to the wolves. Like, she had to get out of there. And then, but Tyler Perry says that on one hand, that the family was using the security and money. They were withholding those things to get them to stay in the UK and live at Frogmore. Because he goes on to say that they were being abused. They were being abused by the royal family for not allowing them to be free. They were being abused because they took their security away and their money. But he never says why. But he accuses them of that being abusive. The royal family is abusing Meghan and Harry. Shame on you for saying that, because those are strong accusations, strong words to say that they were being abused by the royal family because they were trying to make them stay in the royal family by saying, we're cutting off your security. We're not giving you any more money if you go to the United States. No, that ain't even what Tyler Perry said. He said that basically they were being abused because they were abusing them because they were trying to make them stay in the UK by using the money and security against them. No, she lied. And if he had bothered to just do his own small investigation, he would have known that these two millionaires were deciding to leave on their own and create their own. Isn't that what the statement said, Tyler Perry? That's what they lied and said. They said that they decided that they wanted to go off on their own, live a private life, and do all this. But then they get on the docuseries and change the narrative and try to say that the royal family was trying to keep them in there. by withholding the security and withholding money. But then on the other freaking hand, the story is just stupid. And then on the other hand, they were pushing them and feeding them to the wolves. You can't have it both ways. And so they wasn't abusing them, and that's not their abuser. They abuse themselves by using people like you, Tyler Perry, to get on there and say this stuff. And so I guess that you were going to come to the rescue, okay? Because you felt, and I didn't get the rest. I don't know if the ones didn't. I could pull some, let me just, you know what, this is good enough. I don't need to dig any deeper or what Tyler Perry said. But then he goes on and, you know, he makes the comment that if he's got to go, and I'm going to play that too. But the stories are just weird. And this is why I brought the whole subject up in the first place. He said the way that Meghan and Harry was treated is how a batterer would treat people. So she's the victim. They're being abused by the royal family and the media, and everybody's out to get them, just like the car chase. That's why they're in the newspaper and people are not believing anything they're saying anymore. And their train of lies have caught up with them. And it's just sad. You can't tell me she's having a picnic with her name in the Inquirer. Because here's the thing. Everybody don't watch South Park, but everybody's going to the grocery store. For the most part. The people that don't watch South Park, they're going in there, oh, they got Prince Harry and Meghan in there. Diva. Meghan accused of destroying Harry. Yes, it's her fault. Like Lady C says. And Angela Livin. And I don't know why Dawn Wooden is in denial about how Meghan is supposed to help out Harry. She has him in this state and frame of mind. Here we go.
Lily's Godfather comment in the Netflix special.
Got off the phone, took it all, and then called back and go, hold on a second. Does this mean we gotta go over there and do all that in the church with them and figure all that out? Because I don't want to do it.
It was so rude to insinuate that he would not feel safe.
So then they go on and they talk about, I believe his name is Sykes, Sam Sykes or James Sykes or someone, talked about how the drone in Meghan's docuseries, she called the paparazzi and they put the drones up there and made the theatrics for the movie. But what is interesting about that entire thing is that she had Tyler Perry out there putting up a fence, like this one said, a fence, some trees, and just, you know, really doing it. But wasn't anyone watching you? So here's the deal. You call the paparazzi, you want them to do the drones and stuff, and then for the show, I guess, you lied again. And then, okay, there it is. See, they're invading our privacy, which is not true. This is the problem, is that if it's not true, then you're blaming someone for doing something that they didn't actually do, which could cause issues and problems for them that you're blaming. And then number two, you know, for everyone that's involved with these drones and stuff, like she creates these stories and creates this fictitious fairy tale in this docuseries. And she happens to use the paparazzi for it. And they go ahead and do it. And then they have these drones up there taking pictures. And then she's outside pointing to Tyler Perry, showing him, see the drones? See that? See this? And there's someone in the boat. And just stupid stuff that she creates. Just like the car chase. She created that. She creates these fictitious stories. And then now it's all Harry's fault that this is happening. I don't think Harry is in, I don't know if he knows or just don't care or in it or whatever. But the stupid part is that you lied to us, you lied to Tyler Perry, and you keep lying. And when you lie, your credibility goes down and down and down. And then everything that comes out of your mouth, I don't care to hear anymore, because now it's all lies. Because you started with the racism, and that has been debunked. And now you're talking, now the drones, there wasn't really drones flying past. Just like that picture that they took in Africa when they were taking a picture from them behind. They had that in the docuseries, trying to say that that picture was not something that they agreed to. They paint the press as being bad, but it doesn't show how they were being bad to Meghan and Harry. They can't prove that. That's a whole nother subject. But the sad part about it is to try to trick us into believing this story. Because it's a docuseries. It's supposed to be their truth, their life. But if you're telling us these lies, how is it truth? How is the drones up there true if you are putting them up there yourself and creating this fictitious story for us to believe instead of just being real? It's unbelievable. Here's the kicker. Remember the story about Samantha and Ashley? There was a whole big story around that. A whole 30 to 40 minutes to it, in my opinion. She got on there. She talked about Samantha. First, she talked about, of course, her family and all that. Then she, some kind of way, it was Samantha's fault. Then it became the Queen's, the family, their fault, Harry's family fault, because it wouldn't have looked good to invite them. No, you didn't want to invite them, so you invited all those celebrities. But then she sits around with Gail and Oprah them and points the finger at the royal family and everyone else, and they believed it. And all through these conversations, they were probably like, poor Meghan, oh my God, are you okay? They did all that to you? And then switched the subject. They were racist against you? Oprah, no, they wasn't. No, the receipts are coming out, and they're coming out so fast, my head is spinning. They're coming out so quickly. They are. As quick as she's lying about it, they're coming out. They're debunking the things that are in the docuseries. So it's really a fictitious, fake story, Netflix. It's not really their truth. It's more or less just some lie-a-thon story that we are supposed to believe. That's why I don't believe anything that she says. It's like, huh? What? And it doesn't make sense. Does it make sense? None of it. None of it do. Her not talking to her father, that didn't make sense. If you and your father are like this, and then all of a sudden you're like that. Meghan didn't have anyone to go with her to. She didn't have any support at that award show. She didn't have any support. She had her husband, her accessory, and her mom. There wasn't any close friends, knit friends, and family that was there to support her. No. But I guess she's okay with that. And there wasn't any A-listers sitting in the crowd, too. Tom Bauer seems to think that Meghan's going to come out with this big boom, boom, boom. And maybe she is. It's not going to get what it needs. And this is what I believe. I believe WME has probably already warned her that you're on thin ice. And honestly, if this doesn't work, it is what it is. We're going to drop you. It's just a matter of time. It's virtually impossible to create anything from a liar. And then to say all of it was true. And it wasn't. Tyler Perry, how do you feel your girl lying about the drones and having to rebuild around your castle, where you live, because she over there lying. And then, how do you feel about what you said? That they you just wanted them to, no. They didn't get security. They didn't get, the security is gone because they're no longer royalty. And they cut the money off because they're not working royals. And then they say from themselves that they were going to start doing it themselves. I'm out of here, guys.